Hello, this is Crafty Christine and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to share with you a new project that I'm working on. I am a homeschool mom and I currently have an 8th grader and 9th grader that I'm teaching right now. They do half of their classes at co-op and they do some at home. Well, one of the courses that we're doing this year at home is our English curriculum. It's the high school one, English one, and one of the things that I love about this curriculum is they tie in art and they tie in geography. These were the required items for their English. So I have 2 sets of these and they will be doing watercolor, pencil. I decided that I wanted to make them a art caddy or something because as you can see everything's going to be loose. This is what happens when you take it out of the package, you know. It's not organized, it's a mess, and it is going all over the place. So I want to contain the mess. I much thought I was going to do all fabric, and I love fabric, but it was like, you know what? I want to use a book. So I, started, going over the idea of using a Reader's Digest. And I'm like, this would work. But the problem was I couldn't find 2 Reader's Digests that I liked. And when you have $2 that are similar, they like the same things, but they also don't. And I was like, well, what is something that they both like? And then I realized it's nature. They love botanicals and they love all that. So then I instantly thought of my Edith Holden. Well, unfortunately, Edith Holden book was very plain, but that's okay because I will be able to decorate the cover. Alright, so that is the intro for this project, and I guess I need to name it. So art caddy book, I don't know. When I think of a clever name, I will come back and let you guys know. Alright, so of course the first step is I will have to remove the pages, and I haven't done this yet on my channel, and I know most junk journalers know how to do this, but some of you are new to the junk journaling world, and this is the way that I do it. I don't know it's the correct way, but it's the way that I've always done it. So basically you just you find a book. It has to have like the space between here, which makes it easy. If the book is glued in, it's not going to work. And I did find a couple books that would have worked for my girls. Unfortunately, they were glue books, or glued in books. So the goal is to try to do this without cutting into this right here. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the spine or not. I may have to make it bigger. I'm not sure. And this part is kind of tricky. There we go. But I always kind of just, go where it least resistance. And just hopefully I don't go too far into, there we go. And sometimes these older books just come apart. So my Edith Holden book is still intact and ready for me to harvest her pages. I'm so glad. I just ordered the second one, so I'm so happy I did that. So I was thinking about doing like the pencils on one side There's more than this. They're scattered. And I'm so tickled about doing this project because I came into a lot of elastic, so it's going to be really easy for me to sew elastic onto some material, and then I'll glue it onto, you know, the end page right here. Okay, so I like this. And the thing is, I'm hoping that this will be sturdy enough that they can put this in their backpack. So I know I have plenty of room for these. And of course, I have to leave a little bit of space between them. And this will be a good blank slate for me to make their art caddy. A lot of like bag lots of vintage sewing stuff, and this is a non-roll elastic, and I'm thinking that this might work. Alright, so hopefully this isn't like dry rotted. Oh, actually it feels pretty good. Wow, that's good. And what I like, it's actually like has these, I don't know if you can see it, but it has like these markings on it, so that'll be really good for me as I sew this onto the fabric, and it will help me, you know, when I do this part right here. Okay, so I picked out the material for one of my daughters, and so I'm playing with the elastic. And so what I did is I would place the paintbrush in there, and then I would mark it with the pin, then do the other side, and then I would make a space because that's where I'm going to sew, is in between here. And so I did that for each and every one of these. Now, because of the paintbrushes being different sizes, you know, this is custom just for these paintbrushes, so hopefully they will hold on to them. And the good news is when I do the other side, it will, let's see, they're all the same size, so I can just, you know, follow a pattern with this side. Yeah, that's how this is progress so far, and I am going to go ahead and I'm going to sew these in and show you how it turns out. Okay, well, I just finished sewing in the elastics, and then I just put the paintbrushes in, and I'm liking how it looks. I will probably only show you this process on one, and then I'll take turns working on both of them. And so, because I want to get these done by next week for school, to come back and share with you what I have done so far and what I'm going to do next. So I added a pin loop right here because I had a little extra left, and if I decide to do a grommet closure, it can just go right under this. So I like that. So that's how that has turned out so far. So what I'm going to work on right now is strengthening the spine. Okay, I found some in my mailing supplies. And yes, you should only use Tyvek from the Priority Mail that has been used. Okay, so right here I had to use Tyvek because I had accidentally cut the part of the spine when I was cleaning the edges. So that's what I'm doing right here because I wanted to make sure it was really sturdy. Yeah, I found out our the science curriculum that I got from my high schooler. She's going into 9th grade. Only to find out that they're not going to release it. It was supposed to be released August 19th, and then I didn't even get notified. I went on their website to check on the status, you know, because sometimes they release things early. No, they did not. I was so upset. They said that it wasn't up to their quality and standards and not what they, you know, I was like, no. So then so yesterday I was on the hunt for new curriculum. All right, so I like how this is working. And I think what I'm going to do, of course, after I sew the rest of the loops, I think I'm just going to do this on the inside, and I will figure out what I'm going to do in the front. Alright, so I went ahead and decided to put this pencil sharpener over here because actually it did not fit in the groove here. And then I have the kneading eraser. I had like an extra elastic here, a loop there, and then I decided to cut it. I have one here, so there is one extra in case they have one more, you know, pencil, or they want to use just a regular pencil, whatever. And then so here's the other eraser, and this is how it looks. So yeah, I'm really happy how this turned out. I think the next step is to glue it down, and I guess I'll use Fabri-Tac. It's fabric, and hopefully it'll respond well with this material. So yeah, that's what I have so far. Okay, well, I went through my sewing drawer and I found this webbing, which I absolutely love. And I think this is for making blinds or something. I don't know. So I'm going to get my seam ripper and, you know, take the little these little things off. And this is going to be perfect to go around the edges, you know, because I'm going to glue material on the front and on the back. Sorry, I was in frame. And I think I want to use this for the tie also. So yeah, I'm so happy that I got this. So I have glued it to the Edith Holden book cover, and I was a little off. Yeah, this was supposed to be over here, but you know what? That was why I did an extra loop just in case I messed up. So, so we're all good here. It functions rather well. It's a little tight because of this little loop right here. So I just cut it and then glue it down so that it is flat. So yeah, it's still a little tight. What I did is, I'll show you on my other one. So before I glued the material down, I just took the binding and then just glued it down, and then I glued the material on top of it. I'm going to use this denim on the outside of the cover, and then I'm going to do a pocket, and I'm going to do some elastic so that way it'll hold tight on the top, so hopefully it won't slide out. Since I have to sew the pocket onto the material, I have to do that before I glue it down. So All right, well, I'll come back with the next segment. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I ripped the denim down 2 size, and I did zigzag stitch all the way around. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this trim on all the sides. I'm going to glue it down here, and then I'm going to glue this on top. So it's going to kind of have like this shabby look to it. And I'm hoping if there's enough on the bottom, I'm going to fold this up. So there's just a little bit of blue on the bottom. Okay, so I tried to work with a pocket, and I don't want to do the pocket. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this trim on this end right here. I'm going to tuck this down, and then this is going to go over the edge here because I like the contrast of that. And I decided I'm going to use this to make, so this is going to be the front. Instead of putting a pocket, I'm just going to ruffle this with elastic, and I'm going to make it tight so that it will be tight enough that it's going to hold this down. And I had the idea of the pocket, but the problem was I would have to recut a whole new sheet of this denim, and because I'm really right at the edge of it being too short as it is, and if I sew on a pocket, I think it's going to make it that worse. So on this end, I'm going to have the orange, and I believe on this end I'm going to do the blue. I'm going to do the blue on this end. So it'll be this on top, the blue denim on the bottom. So it's going to be a modge podge of items on all the trims, but I think it'll look really cool. And yeah, I like the look of this on the bottom. And so I figured out if I did this on the bottom, I wouldn't be able to do the pocket, because the pocket is going to pull a lot of the material. And I may still be too short, but I'm going to have, like I said, maybe I'll do the orange on this end. Yeah, so to show in the front. So even though the denim doesn't go all the way, it's going to have, you'll be able to see like this. I think this way it's fine, but through here I think it's going to fall just a tad short, but I think it's going to be fine because this will peek through, and I like that. So sometimes, you know, accidents make it look cooler, you know. So I had to think outside the box. The pocket, yeah, I'm not going to do the pocket. Okay, that was a close call. My daughter just came in, and I luckily closed the book and everything, so I don't think she saw what it was. But now she knows I'm working on something. So what I did is I got a piece of elastic and I zigzagged it. And as you can see, I was pulling more on this side than that side, but that's okay, because overall I think it's good. Get back with you when I'm done gluing all the edges down. Okay, I started gluing away and forgot, oh yeah, I have to film some of this. So I went ahead and glued this down. This is the denim, and of course I did this part, and I zigzagged this on, And what I did underneath this to reinforce the area underneath this, these are the cards that seam binding and bias tape and all those things come in. I always keep these, and it fit perfectly right there. So what I did is I glued that down, and I put tons of glue through here. So first I glued this to the denim right under here, and then then glued the denim down. Yeah, my daughter and I went and moved the trampoline because the lawn people are going to come today, and sure enough, I am not a friend of mosquitoes. Well, anyway, so I got this glue down really good, and I'm going to go to the next part and glue all this down, and I'm almost done with it. Okay, so I'm inside the house, and it may be different, but I wanted to finish up. So this is what it looks like. This is the pocket, and then look, it fits. And you know, it will slide a little, but I'm okay with that. And turned out pretty good. And yeah, as you may hear or not hear, the people came to mow our grass, so I have to pull up all my extension cords from the house to my craft studio. So I decided to go ahead and just finish this in here. It's nice to have this option. And also, I'm going to get a new attachment for this one because I can't see the viewfinder, so I have no idea if I'm in frame or whatever, or how, you know, it's just really hard. It's the one that came with the one I have in the craft studio. So yeah, I'm really liking this. That is my dog going ballistic over the people mowing our grass. He does that. It doesn't matter who is in our yard or in our neighbor's yard or across the street, he'll bark at them. Rather annoying, but he's really protective of us, so. But it's like the only annoying thing he does, so. Alright, so there you have it. There is my my art caddy that's made from a book cover. And I really love how it turned out. And yeah, I just really hope they like them. So yeah, you guys have a wonderfully blessed day, and until next time.